Do you tie yourself in knots trying to create these amazing, profound, fabulous looking quotes or proposals to somebody after you've had a meeting with them, and then find yourself feeling really peed off when it actually comes to nothing anyway? I think proposals and quotes and templates and things like that can be a massive bugbear for so many people. It's also one of those classic areas where, because a lot of people really dislike it, you put it off, and then actually end up feeling quite embarrassed about how late you're sending it, which already means you're on the back foot and less likely to attract the client. So here's the interesting fact for you today. Your proposals may well be losing you business. Ouch. But what can you do about that instead? I have 2 tips for you this week that I hope will help you to simplify your process, actually do less, and potentially attract a lot more customers. And here's how. The first thing to bear in mind is that when you are talking to somebody, whether that's by video, whether you're having a meeting, even whether you're talking to somebody by phone, you have an emotional connection with that person. You've got a connection from person to person. When you're talking to them about what you do, when you're talking to them about what their needs and what their challenges are, you can create a real emotional connection at that point in time. You've got a resonance with them. You've got something in common. You can actually get them excited about what you're doing. And all of the books will tell you that when somebody makes a buying decision, that decision is typically 80% emotion and 20% logic. And all of that emotion is there in that conversation. So what you really want to do is everything humanly possible to get the customer's agreement during that conversation, because all that emotion is at the surface. Whereas when you send them a proposal or a quote, all of that has disappeared. They don't really remember that. Now what they've got is facts and figures and data and a written report and a price, and their decision making is suddenly very logic based. So they are actually much less likely to sign up on the back of a proposal than they are during a conversation that goes well. So what you really want to think about is, in those conversations or meetings, there are a couple of things that you can really consider that should help you a lot. Firstly, you want to make sure that you have a script, for want of a better word, but you have a natural word pattern or a routine that is always going to bring you around in that meeting or that conversation to essentially tell them how you can help. How about if I tell you how I usually work with my clients? How about if I tell you how I can help you? Would it be okay if I outline a little bit about how I think I can help you? So have a word pattern, have a routine, so you're always coming around to talking about how you can help and doing it there and then. Do everything you possibly can to make sure that you have either a product list or a menu or a price list when you go into those meetings. Now, that's not always possible. Yes, there are occasions where what you're going to offer is completely bespoke. More often than not, though, even if your service is quite bespoke, that can be wrapped inside a designed package. So the outer wrapper is the defined bit already, so you can already go into a meeting talking about that. The bespoke bit is the part that you do afterwards. But even if you go into a meeting with a prices from or a broad outline or a range, so that you can at least have that conversation about, this is roughly what I expect it to look like. How does that sound to you? And you're at least 3/4 of the way at that stage to helping the customer to make a decision. So think about the conversation there and then and how you can move them to that place there and then of being ready to make a decision. If you do have to send a quote, a proposal, or a follow-up, one crucial thing to avoid is justification. Bear in mind that your quote or your proposal is not actually about you. What most people do is send a proposal that gives them your life history, why you're so fabulous, all your testimonials, your credentials, your qualifications, and your blah, blah, blah. And the customer's not that bothered. The customer wants to know, did you listen to what I said? Did you understand what my problem is? And can you actually fix it? So your proposal or your quote should be all about the customer and showing them that you understand what they're looking for and that you can deliver it. The other crucial thing with proposals is make them as short as you possibly can, make them customer focused, do what you can to bring back through some of that emotion and that connection, and to try to make them personal, so that it's not purely about here's the price and here's what you get, let's make a very logical decision. Now, if this is something that drives you nuts in your business and you know you need some help, then you may well want to have a little nosy at my mastermind program, my business growth mastermind, because this was exactly one of our tasks in the group a couple of weeks ago, and we spent the week supporting everybody in that group to really work on their own structure for meetings, structures for proposals, simplifying the whole thing and bringing it forward so that you get decisions much faster. So if you want to know any more about that, drop me a message and let's have a conversation.